This section here is mostly little creatures, alright? It's small magical creatures. You've got your fairies over there, you've got house elves, regular elves, gnomes, goblins, all those kinds of... That's a barbagozi over there. Those are from up north where it's very cold. They use their big feet like shovels to make tunnels, and they can ski around on their feet as well. That's a gremlin cage, but they've escaped and they're all over the place.
Which one of these smaller monsters was the hardest to catch?
Alright, so gremlins, actually, which is no longer here, I would say is the hardest to catch and keep contained.
That's right.
Alright? And there's a very odd rule about gremlins. Alright? If I take a hammer and I hit a gremlin with it, he would flatten out. And then when I pull the hammer away, he would pop right back. Unless I think to myself, I want him dead. That's a defense mechanism that they have, because what they do is they get into machinery and they foul it up. But a gremlin can go right through 2 gears, he'll get squished flat, but the machine has no ill will towards him. It cannot want him dead. Therefore, when it spits him out, there's a little disc or a flat gremlin, and it pops right back and goes about his business. So you have to actually will them to die as you kill them. And that makes it very difficult to concentrate, especially if there's a lot of them and they're throwing things in your face and you get mad. You really want to just swing and hit them, but that doesn't do any good. It doesn't kill them unless you think, I want you dead, boom, I want you dead, boom. Alright, so over here we're going into some like sea creatures, you know. So that's the skin of a selkie. Alright, and she was a very nice selkie, but she died. But I kept her skin. If you find a selkie, it's a woman who can turn into a seal, and you take her skin, alright, you can make her work for you, but you got to hide it. She gets it back, she's gone back in the ocean. So you have to be careful of that. And that, of course, is a shrieking eel, and then we have a mermaid up there on the wall. Over here we've got the head of a siren. We've got a thing down, I don't know what that is, but it's in a jar. And we've got the head of a kelpie, we've got a murloc, we've got a unicorn skull back there. I try to keep one alive, but my sister doesn't like unicorns, so they're not very well taken care of. Then we've got some magical creatures here. That's where we get into the unicorn, mandrake, you know, a big old green man or tree ant or ent. And you've got, yeah, so the mandrake right there. And then you've got, this is a little dragon section right here. And so we've got a dragon head, we've got the scales of a big dragon that you can see close. This is a little display to show you different kinds of dragon teeth and why it sucks to be bitten by dragons. And over here, this is just some extra information. These are all the different places that you can hunt and fight monsters and how it changes things. This is cleansing homes of monsters. What are you going to fight in someone's house? Hunting in swamps and bogs. What's in swamps and bogs? And how do you hunt in them effectively? And then the same is true for caves and graveyards, what you have to worry about. This over here, this is the beast section that we've kind of gone in. We've got a grendel, we've got minotaurs, we've got several different kinds of ogre, and then we have several different kinds of troll. We have, of course, orcs. We have a golem. Lots of different monsters here. Over here, this is our Who's Your Daddy exhibit. These creatures here will all change. They'll swap babies. So you might have a baby, and then when you wake up in the morning, it looks like that. It's a changeling. A fairy took your baby and gave you one of their stupid babies. And sometimes the changelings can look just like your baby, but you don't know because it acts just a little bit different. If you suspect that your baby might be a changeling, there's a surefire way to tell. Put it in the kitchen with you, and then boil some water. Take some eggs, and then you're going to crack the eggs, throw the egg and yolk away, and put the shells in the boiling water. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to the changeling either. So they're going to laugh at you and say, what are you doing? Why would you throw the shells away? And you say, you shouldn't talk, you're a baby. And then you can whack it a lot. Right, you beat it senseless, and then the fairy mother will come and say, I didn't beat your baby, have yours back. And then take the changeling. So that's how that works. Tomorrow. So, around the corner, this is the few that got away. A Medusa, a Kraken, and the Rock. It's really hard to catch something that flies, because you go to kill it and it flies away. I hate that. I'm working on trying to make something that will get me up in the air so I can chase them. Well, that's down the road. So golems are either made of clay or stone, and they're very large and they're very strong, and they're made in order to do work for people. But they can operate. They can give them simple commands, and they'll do the work. But often, the person who made the golem has a problem, and he'll say, you know, I want that girl over there. I wish I had that girl. Well, the golem is going to try and go get the girl, and then it becomes a problem. So you have to, you know, slay or defeat the golem. And in its mouth is a piece of parchment, or actually scribed in the mouth of the golem is a piece of parchment, and it's in Hebrew. And there is a word for life and a word for death. All right. So if you add a letter, the word for life, met, becomes emet, which becomes the word for death. So if you change that one letter and add it in, it dies. So that's how you stop it. And originally, this was my old golem. We only had the head bit. Because it was clay, we took a wire and cut its head off. But it kept fighting, because that's not how you kill a golem. So while I was fighting his body, so Daniel Raptors took the head, opened it up, got the thing, and then killed the golem. This one, we just had to do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, so this is the Mythical, Bugbear, Leshy, Snow Goblin, Yeti. Kind of icy cold creatures, except for the Bugbear. They're found really all over England. Leshies are deep in the forest. They're really nasty as well. This is our Watch Your Step exhibit. It's full of monster scat. So it's good to be able to identify the scat of monsters, so know when you have to stay away, or if there's a monster in the area, you can see it. The little drops over there, they're very tiny, small grains. All right, yes. That is fairy poop, but it's disguised to look like morning dew. So you see it on leaves, and you think it looks like morning dew. Well, it's dew, but it's fairy dew. All right, that way you don't really alert people to your presence. The grey bit there is mermaid poop. It floats. Troll poop. Goblin poop, ogre poop, apparently he ate some chickens, and dragon poop actually looks largely like rocks. You ever have a pet snake? Well, that snake, when it eats everything, bones and all, well, it poops out all that calcium and whatnot. Same with dragons.